Okay, today I want to talk to you about how I think you should be more like a bad guy. Now, I don't mean be an a-hole, and I do not mean you should upset people with your actions, and I definitely do not mean be a bad boy to get girls. There's plenty of videos out there like that, and I really don't agree with that anyways. No, what this is going to be about is what I think I've noticed in our mass media and in our storytelling, and something that can totally inspire us. Now, let me explain, but first, please like the video. Apparently, it helps a lot with the algorithm, so it would help me a lot if you just hit that like button. Now, I've gone down the YouTube rabbit hole plenty of times, and I see a lot of self-help stuff. I kind of dig it. I eat it up. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure. Now, there's plenty of stuff about meditating, about taking a cold shower, about having a great morning routine. And of course, like I was saying, there's plenty of stuff about, getting women and being a bad boy. But what I haven't noticed really is any videos that talk about really specific characteristics that I have found in media with the arch nemesis in most of our movies. Now, I truly believe that TV and movies heavily influence us and our behavior. Now, I know for the most part, we think it's just pure entertainment. We sit down, we turn our brains off, and we just relax and enjoy this, fictitious storytelling. However, I truly believe, and I've talked about this in previous videos, especially with like 90s sitcom and how it affected men and how they approached women. I believe that TV truly does have an impact, especially on the subconscious, on how we act and how we model ourselves as men and as a society. And I think being aware of that and knowing the influence it has on you just makes you that much more knowledgeable, and also that much more, I wouldn't say probably just intelligent and self-aware in regards to knowing how it affects you, right? And I've noticed that there's specific traits that the good guy has, and there's specific traits that the bad guy has. So for the most part, traditional storytelling, our good guy wants a very simple goal. Usually it's get the girl, get the job, win the game, or accomplish some kind of journey, right? And he has to overcome a bunch of obstacles. And usually the main obstacle is his nemesis or his bad guy or someone who's holding him back the entire time, right? And he has these specific traits. A lot of times he's very good guy, he's very hardworking, he won't give up, very altruistic, right? He's a lot of times giving things away to people because he's just that kind of a good guy. And in the end, for the most part, he usually overcomes all his obstacles just by persevering and not quitting. And this is, I feel like, a common thread a lot in movies. Now, maybe not recently, and I'll get to that, but for the most part, what I grew up with and a lot of the movies that I've watched and that influenced me, that's, I feel like, a main aspect of the good guy. Of course, with this storytelling, you have to have an awesome, fleshed out bad guy, right? And a lot of the times, the bad guy in this movie usually wants something not quite as simple as what the good guy wants. It's usually pretty complicated, like taking over the world, or running the company, or not just getting that girl, but every girl. But a lot of times, his plans are quite grand. And then on top of that, his traits are usually much different from the good guys. He's usually pretty calculated. He's always seemingly smarter than the good guy, right? He's always a step ahead of the good guy. And a lot of the times his ideas are a little off or a little crazy. So you might already be seeing a trend here. For most of the movie, as you see the bad guy who's ahead of the good guy and, again, usually outwitting him, the good guy will usually just persevere and win by one little thing, or again, by just not quitting and being a good guy. The messed up thing is, I feel like in reality, this is absolutely not true. And like I said before, there is a little bit of a trend to those traits that I was talking about in regards to bad guys. And let me just drop a couple names, and what comes to mind when I say Steve Jobs? What comes to mind when I say Elon Musk? What comes to mind when I say, I don't know, the Roosevelts or the Kennedys? Now, these are people who are highly creative in their fields, highly powerful in their fields, and weren't exactly the same as most of the other people that they surrounded. But yeah, these guys are highly inspiring, and they're moguls in their business field. And they share a lot of the traits that I've just pointed out in regards to a bad guy in a movie. Another funny thing that I've noticed, and I really think this is a trait that all people, especially guys who were not always lean towards this, is they always are laughing. Have you ever noticed that? The bad guy is always laughing. He laughs at adversity. He laughs at the good guy. He laughs when he's extremely happy about his crazy plans. He's always laughing. Now, again, I am not saying this is like some dog eat dog, you know, step on other people, get whatever you want at any cost. I don't agree with that at all. I really don't. And that's why I think this is so inspiring to me, because I want to take these tactics and I want to put them in my own life. I really do. I've watched so many self-help videos on YouTube. I am enamored with Taoism. I really believe we can be a duck to water. And when we find our water, I really truly think that you should not just work hard, but not care what other people are thinking. Lean into the crazy and just laugh. Laugh at all that crazy adversity that you're probably going to run into, especially if your plans are a little crazy themselves. I hope this inspires you, because it definitely inspired me, and it made me want to make this video about being more of a bad guy. And if you like this video and you've been watching this long, of course you're going to have to subscribe. Of course you're going to have to like, and watch this video right here. This is actually one of my earliest videos, but one of my favorites. It has to do with being more like a Clark Kent, and it has to do with fashion glasses and why you should wear them. I like that video. It's one of my favorites. And always remember, never forget, style first.